The word bonsai is derived from a Japanese term that literally translated means planted in a container. This art form originated from an ancient Chinese horticultural practice called penjing, which was later redeveloped under the influence of Japanese Zen Buddhism. Bonsai is the Japanese art of growing and training miniature trees in pots that mimic the shape of real-life trees in nature. From the 6th century Tang dynasty, imperial embassy personnel and Buddhist students from Japan visited and returned from mainland China. They brought back many Chinese ideas and goods, including the idea of penjing, which later was developed into the Japanese art of bonsai.
In India also, bonsai is being done, and many enthusiasts, they have formed clubs and they are attending on it. They are being trained by masters of local masters and as well as from the international masters. I am B.A. Lakshman Kumar, resident of Bangalore. I am 69 years old. I am a BCom graduate from Bangalore University. I was working as a superintendent of Central Excise and Customs in Karnataka. Got my retirement in 2013. I was a bonsai hobbyist till my retirement. From 2013 March, I am a full-time bonsai artist. Later on, when TV was introduced in Bangalore, in 1982, there was a TV program of Mr. Bonsai Srinivas. On seeing that program, I started making some bonsais at home. So, I started collecting plants here and there. Most of them were all just local plants, say peepal, banyan, and some such plants. In 2005, there was a bonsai exhibition conducted by Rickshaw Bonsai Center at the Indian Institute of Engineers, and I visited that exhibition. After visiting that, I got little more ideas and I started collecting more plants. With that, I got in touch with some of the Rickshaw Bonsai Circle members. Through them, I got entrance in Rickshaw Bonsai Center on 30/5/2015. There onwards, I came to know what all the type of plants we are supposed to do and how it is to be grown, how it is to be developed, how it is to be monitored, what kind of pots we are supposed to use and such things. So from there onwards, my collection has increased. Since I was spending a lot of time at home, I started concentrating more on my plants. That has resulted in developing more plants and quality plants. While working with the plants, I used to spend a lot of time without knowing that I have spent so much time. That made me so happy, and the way they were coming up was made me happy, and that has helped me in maintaining my health. Since I was a kabaddi player, I was used to do some exercises, walk, running and all that. Along with those physical activities, maintaining these plants has kept my health in a very good condition. So even at the age of 69, I am doing well, and shortly I am completing 18 years of my kidney transplantation.
I started creating bonsai at a rather difficult time of my life. So it was a time where I had repeatedly failed and failed. So I had not seen anything apart from failure. And during those times, it was very hard for me to go out, show my face to anyone. I didn't have a proper job. I couldn't complete my college. So it was during those tough phase I got into this art. By creating these trees, it brought lot of changes in me. I inculcated lot of good habits. Instead of seeing failure as a negative thing, I started seeing failure as an opportunity. I think it's very important to fail in life so that you realize who you are. And bonsai taught me all these things. I have learned patience, I have learned compassion. It has helped me become a better human. My health has improved, and overall it's like being with God, or it's like meditation. My name is Ajay. I am from Bangalore. I am a bonsai artist. I am the founder of Bonsai Money.
Bonsai in India is still in a premature condition. It is just developing now. The major problem with this is lot of money is required to be invested, and people find it difficult, and along with that, want of time to attend on it. So in India, many are poor or middle class people, and they will not have enough earnings to invest. And along with that, for want of time, they will be forced to keep away from it.
It's still in the beginning stage. I think people still think before spending thousands of rupees on a plant. Though the trees are very attractive, everyone gets attracted towards these trees. I think the prices is a concern because Indian market is very much dependent on the budget of the plant. So I would tell that in a short span of time, there will be lot of people who will be doing this art commercially also, and the prices will be under control, and then this art will spread even further.
So only few masters are existing in India who have been trained under different masters abroad, and only during such time people will be able to learn something. The local masters also will help in doing it. Many people, they will learn the basics and they will leave at that stage. Bonsai is not a cruel art against the nature. Some people are of the opinion that in nature the plants grow tall in a bigger way in the natural circumstances, and that will be useful to the people in different ways. For example, it grows flowers, fruits, gives shade, etc. But whereas the bonsai doesn't give that. But the bonsai, the mere looking at it gives a lot of satisfaction to oneself, and that itself is sufficient.
Bonsai is just an extension of a potted plant. There is nothing cruel in that. If you see the plants, you will only get peace, you won't get anger. So whenever you see the plant, you will get lot of peace in the mind, and that is very important proof that bonsai is not a cruel art. Pruning only helps in creating more branches and more leaves. The more number of leaves, the more healthier the plant. If you put it in a pot and leave it as it is without pruning, only the branch gets lengthier with less leaves and the plant becomes unhealthy. So it is always good to prune, and if pruning can improve the health of the plant, how can you call it being cruel? Similarly with wiring, we are not going to wire it for the entire life. It's not like a jail. It's like around 15 to 20 days or probably 2-3 months depending on the growth of the plant. So After that we will be removing the wire. Once the shape is achieved, the wires will be removed. So that is not cruelty.
So, with regard to the fruits and flowers, the bonsai plants gives a regular flower and fruit. The size of the fruit also will be as good as of a one grown in the nature. So there is no reduction in the size of the flower or the fruit. We will get the same size of flower and fruit, but because of the smaller size of the bonsai, we get only less fruits in it.
My soul minimized and made finite, harnessed in this earthly mold, like some miniature Japanese bonsai, as long as it's caged within, far removed from the world of being, it got to be attended, pruned and nurtured with care. For it always seeks the eternal light and gasps for fresh air, as it waits in patience to break through its dwarf form and forever merge with the universal soul.
For making a bonsai, we normally select a plant which has a longer life with a smaller leaf. If the plant has a bigger leaf, it will be difficult to reduce the size sometime. Even if we reduce during rainy season, since it gets lot of water, the size of the leaf will get increased. As such, normally we prefer to make a bonsai by using a plant of smaller leaves. There are different forms of bonsais. The one which goes straight is called formal upright. The one which goes with a movement upwards is called informal upright. If it is bending to the side and growing, it is called reclined bonsai. These are normally grown, and we have a cascade, semi-cascade, then raft style, then on the rock, etc.
The idea behind selling this bonsai started around 2013-14. That is when I really wanted to start this into a commercial business. During those days, the first thing I wanted to do was to procure bonsai plants, which was very difficult because there was no nursery in particular that was selling bonsai. Getting the materials for this art was very, very difficult. Procuring the pots, the plants, wires, tools was very difficult during those days because none of us knew where we get this in bulk. That was one major issue. And to start with, we had to market this because even by telling the name bonsai, many of them couldn't understand what it was. So initially I started by printing pamphlets for this. Myself, I wanted to check the response, so I went to each and every house in my surroundings, around 5 kilometers away from my home. So each and every home, I myself went, I distributed the pamphlets. I wanted to see how would they respond, and unfortunately most of them couldn't understand what I was selling. In fact, in one place they even asked me, am I selling samosas? So it was very tough initially, and the first money what I got was 80 rupees. You know, I had spent 4,500 for the pamphlets and the first thing which I got was 80 rupees. But that was very satisfactory to me that something started. So from there we went ahead.
Bonsai is normally whatever is being seen in the nature is reduced into a smaller size, and we will, as an artist, we will try to enhance its beauty by pruning, wiring, trimming and all. Creating a bonsai is called a living art because we work on the living plants and make them into an art form. Since the bonsai responds to the artist and they are all living beings, so it is called a living art. All the time the plants will be growing and they require the attention, and it cannot be left at any time. If the plants are left for 3 months or 6 months, that will lose its shapes and it cannot be considered as a bonsai at all. All the time maintenance is required. I am growing the bonsais as an hobbyist. I am not a professional and I don't want to be, because I want to spend some time with the plants and improve my health. I have several medicinal plants also. So I regularly walk within the passage area among the bonsais and spend my time. There are people who are professionals, they grow for the art and as well as for the sake of sale also. I suggest the people to grow plants, bonsai, etc. at their home, to keep some greenery and have some good air and pass some good time. Thereby it improves their health also and avoids going into other unwanted activities. One should start growing them. It will be really good and they will have a very good experience and happy time.
Cultivating a bonsai tree is more than making small, young plants appear old and aged. In the process of trying to sculpt a living, breathing, changing organism, the cultivator submits to the idea that his work will never be finished or complete. Bonsai trees teach cultivators about Eastern thought, particularly the importance of patience and humility.